What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate down in the comment section, and I know there's going to be tons of people also saying, well, JB, you're a Call of Duty player as well, so what are you talking about? You're a hypocrite. First and foremost, obviously, you guys know that we make these titles pretty flashy for the YouTube algorithm. It doesn't take rocket science to understand that that's how YouTube works. You got to make the titles clicky, flashy, and, make them make sense at the same time. But despite it being a bit flashy, I'm not lying when I put the title that I put on this video. Despite me being a Call of Duty player and a lot of you guys probably being Call of Duty players, I guess I'm not necessarily talking about the player themselves, but the overall Call of Duty mindset. And when it comes to people coming into Xdefiant with that mindset, all I have to say is please keep the hell out. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into the actual discussion and get into the details on why I want to talk about this stuff here, by all means, if you guys do enjoy what you hear in today's video, subscribe and hit that bell, guys. We post daily here at 8 morning Eastern time, and you guys have been absolutely slamming that subscription button. I mean, we got about like 400 subscribers in the past 4 days, almost 100 each day. You guys have been showing so much love and support on this channel, so of course it means the world to me. You guys already know that. And like I said, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, subscribe and hit that bell because we post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. Tons of stuff about Xdefiant, and we will be discussing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Season 4 when that launches. I'll be a bit honest, I'm not really looking forward to hop back in. Even though I enjoy Modern Warfare 3, I'm still in the honeymoon phase of Xdefiant. I really don't want to hop out, but I still got to make the content, so it's going to be made. So subscribe and hit that bell. And if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, don't forget, guys, we stream over on Twitch pretty much daily, besides Sundays. We're not going to be streaming on Sunday, but back on Monday, we'll be live around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. And, if you guys want to check that out, hop into the open lobbies. You guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is not the first time I've seen this said. I've seen it said many of times before, especially within the betas previously. But as you can see right here over on Twitter from Right Away, I feel like Xdefiant needs kill streaks / score streaks. I feel like a simple UAV would go such a long way in matches. Just feel like I'm not working towards anything in the middle of a match. How do you feel about this? And it has 2.5K likes. People really want streaks in Xdefiant. And again, I don't want to put all the shine on Right Away here for saying this, because again, like I said, a lot of people have come up with the same exact idea. I've seen a lot of other COD content creators say this, similar things, wanting streaks in Xdefiant. And like I said before, this mentality has to leave Call of Duty. Okay, we have to take the Call of Duty mentality, how Call of Duty plays, and remove it from this franchise. I understand that Xdefiant is indeed competition for the Call of Duty world. The majority of people who are hopping into this experience are Call of Duty players. But we have to acknowledge that Xdefiant is not Call of Duty. It is indeed its own game. One of the main points that I saw out of this post was the fact that, he said that he doesn't feel anything that he's working towards within a match. That's the whole point of winning. The whole point of winning the match, that is what you're working towards. Capturing the OBJs, hopping on B flag and getting better rotations and holding it down, getting good rotations on, hard point or picking up the tags and hot shot. That right there is what you're working towards. And Call of Duty, yes, the streaks do allow you to work towards something, but it takes you out of the game itself. And a lot of the times, it makes you, I don't want to say a useless player, but when it comes to the goal of the match, yeah, a lot of the times you are a useless player. And this is coming from a Sweat himself. I sweat in Call of Duty. I love getting streaks in COD. I'll admit, it's definitely an adrenaline rush. It's one of the best reasons to play Call of Duty. But it definitely takes you out of wanting to play OBJ. What do you do when you're getting close to a nuke? What do you do when you're getting close to an AC-130? What do you do when you get close to any streak that you get? You start to slow down. You don't go towards the OBJ as much, because guess what? Hopping on OBJ equals death the majority of the time. It's not a smart decision if you're trying to streak up. Now, again, in Call of Duty, I don't mind this because it has been literally a staple of COD since the beginning of time. It's in the identity of COD. But what makes Xdefiant fun, in my opinion, is the gunplay, the abilities of the characters to make you actually have a little bit of teamwork involved, and the moment-to-moment gameplay decisions. That is my adrenaline rush when it comes to Xdefiant. I'll be honest with you. That's my kick. That's what I get out of this game. That's my enjoyment. You know, nothing feels more satisfying than being able to pull off 3-4 bodies while also capturing an OBJ, because it's hard to do in this game. That is challenging. Whereas Call of Duty was such a faster time to kill and, easier angles to hold and stuff of that sort, getting 3-4 bodies in a row, yeah, it might not be as common all the time, but you could definitely do it. I could probably do that, a handful of times in a day, every day. It's COD. It's COD. Whereas in Xdefiant, it's different. The people you're versing are different. The style of gameplay is different. And pulling something off like that is not as easy, which makes it extremely rewarding. I'll be honest, I don't need streaks to slow down the performance of this title. This is a very team-based styled title, okay? It's a hero shooter at the end of the day, as well as an arcade-style game like Call of Duty. Right? We get the arcade shooting feels of a COD game in this title, but at the same time, we have the hero shooter aspect because everybody has abilities, and these abilities are used to help you win matches. That's the whole point. And if there were kill streaks and score streaks introduced into this game, then nobody will be moving. Nobody will be taking the OBJs, and nobody will be using the abilities that the characters use to help win matches and help benefit your teammates. It's already a plague enough right now. I already see enough people not playing OBJ and picking very selfish items for themselves when it comes to their characters. Now, I understand if you're just starting out, you're playing the game early on and you're fresh into the title, and maybe you want to use the, the pill bottle to one faction, or, the invisibility cloak. You want to use that stuff as you're beginning, but as you grow into Xdefiant, you understand that stuff is useless. If you're using the Echelon or whatever faction, you want to be able to have the intel. You want to scan. You want your team to be able to see so you can hop on the OBJ, right? It's crucial. If you want to play heals, you use the box. Not only, honestly, in my opinion, it benefits you more because you can actually jiggle peek walls with it so much easier than using the pill bottle. I might make a little tips and tricks video on how to actually maneuver with that type of equipment, but it helps your team. Now, I will say, the pill bottle isn't completely useless, and neither is the invisibility cloak, because they can be useful and they can help out your team. You know what I'm saying? They can. If you need to flank the B flag or something of that sort, yeah, invisibility might be useful. Or maybe an escort, the pill bottle is a bit more useful than the box because you're constantly moving, right? Whereas in a match like Domination or Hardpoint, you might want the box so you can be a bit more stationary and hold down those OBJs. So yeah, those things can be useful, but in my opinion, they're still selfish items because the people who usually use them don't actually use them to do what I just said, to benefit the squads. They use them to, once again, play it like it's Call of Duty, go to the outskirts, and go for some kill streaks, and, have these abilities that can help them farm up more kills instead of benefiting their team. Whereas, like I said, the intel suit is phenomenal. Yeah, you might be able to use it for yourself when you're solo, but, if it's a bunch of people pushing on you, it might not be the easiest thing to take them down. Whereas if you hop on the B flag and you call it out, or you push up a little past the B flag and you scan, your whole team knows where they're trying to push up and flank out on B, so you can set up accordingly. It's like these things are very useful, but people don't want to rock them. I'm telling you guys, we have to accept that Xdefiant is a different style of game, and some things from the Call of Duty universe just simply won't transfer to this game in a good way. It just simply won't. I'm sorry, I know we want these things, but I think that Xdefiant will thrive and flourish a lot more without them being introduced to slow down the gameplay. Again, the fun aspect of this game is the team play, playing OBJ. That's the excitement factor. At least that's how I feel it is when it comes to Xdefiant. And a lot of others feel this way as well. I mean, just look at the scoreboard. I guarantee you, a person who's going negative is going to outscore and be at the top of the leaderboard compared to someone who absolutely frags out. Whereas in Call of Duty, over half of my solo lobbies, I get a bunch of people at the top of the leaderboards who literally have a ridiculous amount of kills, right? And then all the people with OBJ are at the bottom of the leaderboard. And then we lose the game. We lose the game because the people fragging out aren't actually playing OBJ. They're just fragging out. And, we don't actually get enough OBJ down to win the overall match. And they're at the top, though. Again, those are the mentalities. You have to understand this. Call of Duty, they want you to have that mentality. That's what Call of Duty is. And that's okay. That is okay to have that mentality in the Call of Duty universe. But we can't transfer that mentality over to Xdefiant because it won't work. It's a different mentality. Again, the people who are topping the leaderboards in Xdefiant, I mean, you don't even have to go positive. As long as you play a crap ton of OBJ and you use your abilities and your abilities assist your teammates, you get so much XP and so many points. It's freaking insane. And you'll always top the leaderboards. But they did that for a reason, because that's the play style that they want you to play. They don't want you camping in the back of the map trying to get a bunch of streaks. That's sadly just how it's going to be for this title. But again, I know the title is a bit flashy, and I know it's going to trigger people saying, oh, this guy doesn't want any Call of Duty player to enjoy Xdefiant. That's not the case. I'm just saying the mentality of COD, keep it there. We don't need, like, there might be some things that could be introduced into Xdefiant, but the problem is that when people think of introducing things to Xdefiant, they don't think about the game that they're introducing it to. They're thinking about COD. They're thinking about the COD mentality. What will make it more like COD, more, adrenaline rushes like COD, where we have to think of what can we implement from COD to Xdefiant that would, improve upon the vibes of Xdefiant, improve the feels of Xdefiant. That's what we should be thinking about when we want to incorporate different things into this game. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily at 8 morning Eastern time. And if you guys are interested in more content, I do stream pretty much daily besides Sundays over on Twitch. I have a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.